In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Judge.me product reviews. This is assuming you went to apps, you went to customize your store, you found the Judge.me product reviews, and then you installed it. They do give you a trial. We ended up upgrading this to the paid account so that you have the ability to have questions and answers as well as reviews. So if you don't upgrade to the pay account, it only gives you the reviews, right? So we're going to go ahead and click on a couple things. So in order to get this thing to work correctly, right now it's been installed. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Judge Me. And then what I always do is I'll go ahead and go to Online Store, open link in a new tab. And then I'll come over to Customize. And then you're going to select the default product page. But I'm going to do that in a moment. So let's go over to the Judge Me here, and it says Reviews, Requests. You got your dashboard, your templates, so you can tinker around with all this stuff. Import, Export, Settings, Help Desk, and more. More has a couple different things on here. You can click through there and look at that. So first thing we're going to go is we'll scroll down a little bit here. Let's click here. It says Add the Review widget. Display product reviews and average ratings by adding customizing widgets on your homepage, product, and collection pages. So you can put that there. You can follow the steps with that. We ended up selecting this one here. Customize the review widget, customize the placement, change the widget star colors, etc. So if you click Customize Widget here, it's the same as going into the actual settings. So we're going to click on Customize Widget, and then it's going to take us into the settings right here. And if you look at this, it's got review request, other emails, review widget, other widgets, social media, blah, 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 right? So over here, it has this quick jump. This really does nothing except just jump down on the page. So we'll go to the top. And then we actually control the widget color. So this is going to be blank right here. So you're going to start clicking around and be like, well, how do I change the color? So you just click right above this line, and then you can change the color to whatever you want. Okay. Same thing here. So widget media grid, don't show media grid with widget theme. You can click to learn more and read about this. It says media grid will be added to the review, the floating reviews tab, and the reviews page. So they're pretty informative about, you roll over these little eyes and it gives you more information about what that does. So then you got this thing called widget header, and you can really just tweak out how you want this to look. So I'm going to show you how it looks right now on the product page. And so if we go the way we installed this, it now has the stars, it has the reviews. You click this, it drops right down to the customer reviews, and then this really nice widget is here, right? So we've got write a review, ask a question, so somebody can ask a question, and then once that gets submitted, that goes to you via email, and you can approve it or not approve it, and you would be taken into the Judge Me app, and you would approve it that way. So if I click on write a review, I don't want to do either one of those, so let me click here, and I'll click ask a question again because I don't want to see that. But I can read all the reviews, kind of nice, right? Now, this is placed in the template after, okay? After in this case, they have product tabs, right? So there's custom made fields here, and then this is another tabs widget, so that's why there's duplicates on this thing. But when you do this, right now, technically, this is installed, but there's no reviews on it, right? So we went ahead and activated it, and if you scroll down here, you've got the widget body. You can actually control the year and how it looks that way. You can do short year, whatever, widget border. So you can really get in here and just tweak about how this thing looks. Okay, you can go through all that. I'm not going to cover all that stuff. It's pretty self-explanatory. Widget form. So the rating field would preset to 5. So you kind of want to leave that the way it's set already. Review videos and photos. So you can edit the settings for photos and videos under widget body. So that's what you click right there, and it'll actually go to this system right here, and widget form, and then here's your verified name and things like that. So you can go through here, tweak it. Q&A text widget, ask a question. This is just the information that pops below the product, and so you can say, what's your question, or however you want to label it, right? So that's the thing that shows up right below down here when you're on the review, and you click on ask a question, and then here's the, what's your questions, right? So I'll go back into the review widget here. Email follow-up, so this will be actual follow-up automatically from the system, and then you can mess around with the forms here. Let's see, widget preview, so you can take a look and see how it's going to look. So here's how it kind of looks by itself, right? It's not, this takes into account its own its own CSS, its own layout, its own look and feel. So when you install this on your website, if you haven't changed the colors to this color, they may come out black because of your theme, right? So whatever your theme's default colors are, it's going to pick those colors up. So in this case, we ended up changing the color to this yellow. So it shows yellow here, but it would actually be black on the front end in one theme, and maybe blue in another one. So you really can't take this as a real preview, but this just gives you an idea of how it's going to look. Okay, so and then here's the form and the rating and review, and you can change all this stuff too. Picture, video, you can actually change all this stuff. It's optional. Widget themes, you can tinker around with how these things look. You know, do you want it left aligned? You want the images to show like this and like a different way, or do you want them up and down, which is really cool. Review curation. So this will send you, so new reviews will be published automatically, but you can curate them as hidden to remove them. So I think we're going to turn that off, and we're going to do that so that we want people putting, you know, this product's crap or whatever on there, right? So web reviews, restrict review creation, disable. Everybody visiting your product page will be able to leave a review. The review widget shows even if there are no published reviews. So let's see. All right, allow review creation for verified buyers and API users, but hide. No, we don't want to do that. We want everybody to be able to submit their reviews, right? So let's go to web reviews spam filter. So Judge Me will detect and blah, blah. So leave that enabled, okay? And then automatically and censor. So personal identifiable. So Judge Me can detect your reviews contain any personal identifying information such as email, phone numbers, etc. So automatically censor and publish reviews, right? So automatically censor, right? This setting will automatically detect their API content reviews and replace it with star, star, stars. So somebody says jerk, F, or whatever. So profanity filter is disabled. Profanity allows you to block different degrees of profanity and negative phrases appearing in reviews. So we want to change this to replace blacklisted words with stars. Okay, it's weird because it says it here, but then you got to do it again. Use standard blacklist, or you can add your own phrases. Okay, you can click this and see what their blacklist is. So it's an Amazon blacklist. So if you open this up in a new tab, you're going to see all these wonderful, you know, things that people on Amazon had already done. Wonderful. So when we're done with this section, we just click Save Settings, and you're going to do that on each page. So each section that you have, you make any changes on it, the Save Settings is either on the top right, this big button, or you're going to go right to the bottom. Okay. So the last thing to do is the installation. So this walks you through, you know, watch this little video on how to install it. This one's already installed, right? But it says open the product template in the editor. Okay. Go to the left panel, add section, add block, choose Judge Me Review widget, drag and drop it to the preview product information and save. So what they're saying is you're going to go into your theme, right, where we are here. So you're going to come into the customize, and this is already done on this particular website. So we're going to go in here, and then we're going to go ahead and find the product page now. So we go to products, and then we got the default product page. So right now you see it's showing my widget, right? If you don't have these turned on yet, you're not going to see it. So if you notice over here, I've got apps and I've got it ghosted out, right? So I was tinkering around with it. Now you have to go on to product, and then you're going to go here, add block, right? And then you're going to scroll down. You're just going to keep scrolling down, and you're going to find the product reviews widget, right? So in this case, it's the badge. The badge is just these stars and this little text here. So that's what I want for that. So judge reviews text, there's the badge, so preview badge. So that's what I want to put there, right? So once I add it, it's going to show up at the bottom here. So I'll show you. It's going to be, it'll end up right here. So what you do is you're going to want to take it and drag it right to the top above price. And that's in this particular theme, right? So this is Impulse. Shopify 2.0 version 5, latest theme of the Impulse theme. Now, different themes are a little different, but they all are about the same. If they are a 2.0 version, they will have this kind of hierarchy. So now, if I scroll down here, you're going to see I also put it in here, but I was just doing it for testing. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in here. I can click on this. I could remove the block or whatever. That's if I wanted to control where they were going to show in a particular area. So now I'll just go ahead and collapse that, and I'm going to collapse this. Now look, it says apps. So if you scroll down further on here, you're going to see apps, and you're going to need the ad block, right? And then you're going to need to find the reviews widget, and you got to put that on there. So now what happens is I've got the Judge Me Review widget, which is this guy, okay, with all the beautiful little reviews and everything, okay? And then that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and if I made those changes, I would select Save up here. And then the last thing you need to do, if you look at this, over on the right-hand side here, I've got theme settings set, right? It actually defaulted. You're going to want to click on App Embeds. Now, these are going to be ticked off by default. So if these are off, your reviews won't show. So you need to make sure that that is ticked. So the core snippet and the reviews tab are both on. So once they're on, you click Save, and then they'll start showing on your website. Now, if you don't have any reviews, obviously they're not going to show. So now technically everything's installed, the reviews are there. So I have reviews from another system, right? And I want to import them into the Judge Me. So now everything's installed, everything's looking good, right? I went ahead and did a preview. I'm looking at the product preview and everything. And now I want to install these. So you can go to Import and Export. Now, if you have your reviews in another app, say for instance, gentlemen, Shopify's base reviews app, you can just click on this and then import, and it should work. Now, you may get an error, and it's going to ask you to format it their way, so you're going to have to do it that way. And then you can look through here, and you can see the different apps that are on here, WooCommerce, things like that. So these are the actual apps that would be installed in Shopify as an app that you're going to pull over. So you would already have Shopify reviews in your apps and be with your own reviews. So this isn't an external system. These have to be on your website already, all right? It's not like I have a WooCommerce website, so I'll click this. It's completely different. So if you do have a WooCommerce website, or if you had Shopper approved or anything in these other cases, then you scroll down some more here, and you're going to see with the import wizard. So use the wizard, makes your life a lot easier. Now down here you can do this if you're already used to their particular setting, but we're going to go ahead and open up their example. So you want to go and use their example for formatting. So we're going to go ahead and right click on this, right? So please prepare the file so it shows the sample file. And if you notice down here when I roll over, it gives me this sample.csv file. So if I open that in a new window, it's going to download the sample CSV file. I'll go ahead and open that. And now when I open that, you look at this and you're going to see how this is set up. So the title is whatever they're saying, oh, it's a great product. That's at the very top of the actual review. So if we look at the website, we're going to see at the very top of the review here. So, fall, great fall scent, not a winner or whatever, right? So, and then the next thing is the body. And so that's where they're chit-chatting about what it is. There's your rating. And then here's the review date, right? So this is a UTC. It's a little funky. If you are using an Excel document from another platform, they're going to want it in this format. You always can opt to not import this column, but if you do that, what's going to happen is it's going to give it today's date. So whatever today's date is for you, if you went ahead and imported these and this column was ignored, then it would give every review the same date. Okay. So then you got reviewer name Karen. You've got review email. So you can turn this off or you can just ignore it. Now, when you import the reviews, it's not going to send an email to those people, so don't worry about it. You can import them all day long. Product ID, this is actually pulling the Shopify IDs. If you don't know what they are and you're coming from another system, you just ignore this column as well. When I say ignore, you're going to see it in the drop-down when I go to import these reviews. So product handle, chamomile Roman essential, mandarin essential oil, Italy. Now let's go over to the next one. There's a reply if somebody had replied to it. And then you've got picture URLs. Now they don't have it on here, but there's another column you need to add to this file. And it's called IP address. And I had to figure this out. So if you go IP underscore address, and you can put in whatever you want here. Just put in 127.0.0.1, and then you can copy that down to all your reviews. Okay, so we had basically a file. The product handle was a code in another system, right? So we had to identify what the products were from Shopify first, and so you have to say, okay, well here are my product handles, and here's my product names over here, right? I know what they are. How do I match them up? So if you're, where is it? product ID, if you knew what that was, but the product handle is you're basically your product name. So if we look at this product right here, this product handle is this long fall leaves 100 pure. But the way that you get that file is you just go into Shopify. You're going to go to products, and then you would export it. So just in case you need to do this over again, so you would export all products, right? And it's going to send you a CSV file. So once it sends you that CSV file, you're going to go ahead and open it. And let's say what that CSV file is. Let's go to export here. And then let's see, we got products export here. Now in this case, if you look at this, these are all the handles. Okay, so these are all the products here. Okay, so this is a product export from Shopify. So you've got handle, title, option value, variant SKU, variant grams. Now this is a dumbed down version. An actual real version of a Shopify export has everything in it. It has, let's see, let me grab one. Not that one. Let's grab this one. Okay, so this one here has everything for the products in here. So if you look at this, here's the product codes, right? So these product codes are from the old system, right? So if you look at this one, compare it to, your other one, they're completely different. So you're going to need to match up the product codes and change them into the product handles. So we went ahead and did that for this site. And so we're going to go ahead and open up, let's see if we can find a product export. Test SKUs, missing. Let's see, where's, I think this one. So let's try this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so C, A, B, H. So these have hidden columns in them. So if you wanted to see all the regular columns in here, you go here, unhide all columns. So this is the actual direct export of a Shopify thing here. Now, if you look at this, we keep scrolling over, and you're going to find what's called variant SKU. Well, the variant SKU from the old site is really the handle. So if you look, so this one was a little different, right? A little weird. But you're going to want to make sure you take your product codes, right? And you're going to want to match them up with the product handles from your store. So if you went ahead and you added all your products in and everything and you export it, you're going to want to, you should just sort it by the first one, and so it's A to Z, and then sort the other one so it's A to Z, right? And then just match up the codes. So once that's all done, you're going to have these handles here, right? I'm going to close out this one. And then you have this direct import. So you're going to want to take whatever reviews you have from another system, right? And you're going to want to match them up with this. And the way that you do that, and I'll show you. Let's go ahead and open up this other one. Judge me. Copy to. Let's do that one. So now we're going to look at the correct review export. In this case, it was shopper approved. And so it has all the titles. So we sorted it by title, and then we got, the blends and everything. And then if you notice, the review dates were already in there, so we left those. Now the ratings had 0.0s after them, so you got to make sure these are just a whole number and there's not a decimal in there. Otherwise, your import's not going to work. Name is the person's name. Reviewer email, we just deleted it. There was none in there. So, and then the product ID was the actual code from the old system. So that's the product code from their particular old system. In this case, it was Miva Merchant, but if you're using WooCommerce or another system, you would actually have, take this product code. Now, we ended up going ahead and opening up two different documents. We had the document for the product export from, what do you call it? So let's go organize, let's go sort, and let's do it by, in this case, we did variant SKU and we did handle so that we can get all the SKUs in alphabetical order. So if we look at this and you come over into this document, you're going to see, and what we would end up doing is we would make product ID and we would sort that. Let's just go sort, and we'll do, so in that case we did title, so let's do product ID. Okay, and you'll see champ. So this one starts there because we ended up importing the first 104, and then we deleted them and then redid this again. But say, for instance, it starts at Champaka, right, 10. So we look at this one and scroll down and find Champaka. So in this case, it's Champa, CH, whatever. So here we go. So it's not exactly the same because the other system was giving just product IDs generically, and Shopify gives it as the variant level. So all we need to get from this thing is to know that this Champaka is the correct one, but what we really want is the handle. So we want this handle because it's the same. If you look at this handle is the same for all sizes. So we want the product handle, we copy that, and then we go over to the Champaka, and then we're going to go over to the next thing, product handle. So we just paste it. All three of those, right? And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to match up all your product IDs from an old system with the product handles. And then once those are all updated, right, you make sure everything's good to go. You have your IP address, everything in there. You're going to export this as a CSV file. I'm not going to do that because you don't need to see it, whatever, to see it. But I have a CSV file. So then I'm going to go back into Judge Me, right? And we're going to go ahead and click on Choose File. I'm just going to show you this. I'm not going to re-import these. Export, Judge Me, copy to, we need a CSV file, this one, please judge me. Here we go. So I'll select that, I'm going to select next and watch what it does. So if you look at this, it gives me these red items, but you're going to want to match these up. Make sure that's title, make sure that's body. Here's my rating, the 5, review date. So I'm going to change that, there we go, review date is good. Select column reviewer name, make sure that's matched up to the name. Reviewer email, you're going to ignore that one, right? Product ID, you're going to ignore that one because you don't know what the hell it is. Product handle is correct. You're going to know all the product handles are good. Reply, you don't have any replies, so you're going to ignore that column. Picture URLs, you don't have any. You're going to ignore that column. IP address, you're going to ignore that column. Then all you need to do is hit next, and then it'll import the reviews for you. So I'm not going to do that just because I already did it with 2 sets of reviews for this, but that's how you'd import them, and you can also export them. So let me go back to reviews. And I'm going to go import export, and then we are going to export reviews just so we have a copy of the sample the way this is, right? So export reviews, and then orders preparing file, and then it's going to send you an email. So you'll get the email just so you have a copy of this. Now everything's good to go. Okay, and that's basically how you set it up. You can tinker around with the rest of the settings, but that's how you get it to work on your site. Enjoy, judge me, have a good time. Thank you.